Sri Lanka's most powerful news brand.
Now, as Christians around the world celebrate the birth of Jesus Christ, the Pope has depicted suffering reflected in the faces of little children, with war and other tensions in places including Middle East, North Korea and Africa.
Tens of thousands of worshippers gathered at the Vatican to hear the Pontiff's fifth Ubi et Obi message today. Vatican City is a country located within the city of Rome. With an area of approximately 44 hectares and a population of 1,000, it is the smallest state in the world by both area and population. The independent city-state, on the other hand, came into existence in 1929 by the Lateran Treaty between the Holy See and Italy. Pope Francis called for peace in Jerusalem in his traditional Christmas address and highlighted the plight of children scarred by conflict after urging the world's 1.3 billion Catholics not to ignore migrants. Pope Francis told the faithful that the winds of war are blowing in the world and an outdated model of development continues to produce human, societal and environmental decline. The Pontiff said children in the Middle East continue to suffer because of growing tension between Israelis and Palestinians, while Syria remains marked by war and ongoing conflict in Yemen has been largely forgotten. Pope Francis strongly defended immigrants in his Christmas Eve Mass on Sunday, comparing them to Mary and Joseph, finding no place to stay in Bethlehem and saying, "Faith demands that foreigners be embraced." Francis, celebrating his fifth Christmas as leader of the world's 1.3 billion Roman Catholics, led a solemn mass for about 10,000 people in St. Peter's Basilica, while many others followed the service from the square outside. Wearing white vestments in the flower-bedecked church, Francis called for a new social imagination in which none have to feel that there is no room for them on this earth.
Sri Lankans celebrated the dawn of Christmas Day by embracing the spirit of Christmas. The Archbishop of Colombo, His Eminence Malcolm Cardinal Ranjit, emphasized the true meaning of Christmas is to live a life where one shows respect to God, neighbor and the environment.
The main midnight mass for the dawn of Christmas took place last night at St. Peter and St. Paul's Church in Ragama. Holy Mass was presided over by His Eminence Malcolm Cardinal Ranjit. Many devotees who gathered at St. Peter and St. Paul's Church obtained blessings as well.
Who am I? Why did God create me? What is God's plan for me? We must work towards fulfilling that plan and decide on the steps we must take on the correct path with respect for God, neighbor and the environment. This is the meaning of Christmas. Christmas does not mean cutting down trees, polluting the environment, bringing various unnecessary things into the home and then throwing it into the garbage. Christmas is a time for living with understanding.
Christmas is a time where we please God by mending relationships. We need to live as one people, one family, or one nation. We cannot remain separated because that is not the will of our Heavenly Father. God bless you all, and I wish you all a happy and a blessed Christmas.
Meanwhile, the midnight mass held at the Basilica of Our Lady of Lanka in Thevatta Ragama was broadcast live on Sirasa TV, Shakti TV and TV1. Former Archbishop of Colombo, Most Reverend Dr. Oswald Gomez, presided over the mass. Midnight mass was observed at churches across the country.
Give me that experience and I'm ready to see.
President Maithripala Sirisena, issuing his Christmas message, says that As the human race faces unprecedented challenges, the Christian belief undoubtedly proves to be a guiding star for us to find the enduring solutions.
In his Christmas Day message, the President said, "It is when one starts to love oneself and then spread that love and kindness towards others that humanity will ultimately pave the way for lasting peace and reconciliation." He added, "May the silver bells of such sincere beliefs be heard all over the world this Christmas." In his Christmas Day message, Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe said, "Today we live in a society that seeks freedom from tyranny and injustice, stigma and prejudice. One in which people will be free from religious and ethnic strife, able to live together in harmony and a spirit of tolerance." He added, "The spirit of Christmas is shared universally and is a time to spread the goodwill, love and joy the birth of Christ brings." Opposition leader R. Sambandhan, in his message to mark Christmas, said, 2,000 years ago, the birth of Jesus Christ brought hope and peace to the people, adding, "The events of Christmas remind us of the humility, sacrifice, love and care that Jesus Christ demonstrated." Former President Mahinda Rajapaksa says, "Christmas is a moment that marks new hopes and reconciliation." He also prays that all Christian devotees receive the opportunity to comprehend Jesus Christ's messages and engage in religious observances. National Unity Alliance leader Azad Saleh also issued a Christmas Day message, praying that Christians in Sri Lanka will be able to fulfill their new hopes in life as they mark Christmas Day, which gives true meaning to life, unity and reconciliation.
We're coming to you live from the Newsfirst Christmas Centre here in HLN Square, Colombo. Now in more news, the Fantasy Carnival 2017, organised by Newsfirst, gave an opportunity for children to celebrate Christmas.
The Fantasy Carnival 2017 was held throughout the day today at Diyatha Arena in Battaramulla. The carnival was opened with the participation of members of the Board of Directors of the Capital Maharaja Organisation Limited. A number of exhibitions and stalls had been put up to entertain children at the Fantasy Carnival. A major attraction was the police dog show. Children were also able to participate in dance shows, carols, screen tests, games and more.
Christians across the world marked the birth of Jesus Christ with prayers held across many landmarks.
The Apostolic Administrator of the Latin Patriarchate of Jerusalem attended the Church of the Nativity to lead Midnight Mass. He is Pope Francis's representative in the Holy Land and urged leaders present to have courage in deciding the future. Christians across India immersed in the festive spirit as they sang carols in churches that have been decked up for the Midnight Mass for Christmas celebrations. Hundreds of Christians in Pakistan's port city of Karachi attended Midnight Mass on Christmas Eve amid tight security. Hundreds of Catholic followers attended a Christmas Eve Mass in Beijing amid reported restrictions. Hundreds of Santa Clauses flooded the center of Minsk on bringing the spirit of New Year into Belarus. Catholic Christians attended Mass at St. Joseph Roman Catholic Church in Cairo to mark Christmas and pray for all those killed in attacks in 2017.
502 inmates serving prison sentences were released today. 12 female inmates were among those released.
Inmates from 29 prisons in the country were released in lieu of Christmas Day. 40 inmates were released from the Valikada prison. The inmates who were released today were those convicted for minor offences and unable to pay the fines, elderly inmates above the age of 70 and those who have served sentences for more than 10 years. Also on Christmas Day, visitor hours for inmates were extended today, so a large number of relatives of inmates had arrived to visit them with food items.